Hey, it's Marley from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Sunday, March 6th. So the moon is moving out of Aries energy. It started going void of course around 11:03 p.m. last evening, again, Eastern Standard Time. And we'll be moving into Tauran energy at 3:01 a.m. In the time that the moon is void, of course, we will have Venus and Mars, the key players, moving out of Capricorn energy, shifting into Aquarian energy within 7 minutes of one another, and then they will conjunct. They will be coming together, sitting next to one another, giving each other a friendly little squeeze as Venus pulls ahead and creates a little bit of distance from the masculine energy. So when we move from the moon in Aries to the moon in Taurus, we get a little bit heavy. We get a little bit weighted. We're coming out of that fiery, bold, brave, forward-thinking energy into Tauran energy that is an earth energy. We come back down to earth. We're a little bit grounded. We want to stick to what is old, tried, tested, and true. We want to kind of cozy up in our familiar surroundings and just kind of take care of ourselves. So, while the moon is void, again, we have Mars moving into Aquarius. Thank goodness, shifting out of that Capricorn energy. We're definitely going to feel this in our physical energy, our drive, our passion, our desires. We are definitely gaining insight. We are gaining inspiration. We're gaining new ideas. I do have an astro forecast dropping, specifically honing in on what Venus and Mars moving into Aquarius, especially conjunct with one another, what that's going to mean for us. But it's definitely going to affect our energy levels, our passions, our desires, and how it is that we are kind of entering into the intellectual battlefield. Venus, of course, moving into Aquarius, she is the goddess of love and beauty and worth and money, and she's got some really good ideas now that she is out of her shadow period. She is definitely more in alignment with pursuing these new passions, these new desires. These two conjunct right after moving into Aquarian energy. This is kind of like the final embrace. Of course, Venus and Mars have been traveling with one another for a very unusually long amount of time, since February 16th under the full moon in Leo. So this is kind of like their last hurrah, their last embrace in the cosmos, and this is giving us a reset. This is giving us the feminine and masculine energy balancing out within ourselves and on the global scale, and really putting us in alignment with our highest purpose, with our highest mission. This is giving us a beautiful, clean slate to work with to go ahead and pursue new relationships, to pursue new creative endeavors, new money matter issues. We're definitely feeling the balance between our intuition and knowing that we have to back that up with a little bit of physical aggression in order to actually get what it is that we desire. So when the moon locks into Tauran energy around 3:01 a.m., we have the moon going ahead and squaring both Venus and Mars, and this is going to put us at a conflicting tension point within ourselves. Basically, it's because we are entering into a brand new playing field, and we have to stop and get our bearings. We have to stop and really think about the new playing field that we're in, the new calculated moves that we have to make. We are a little bit at odds with what it is we should do from here. We feel a shift, but we're not necessarily sure what to do with that energy. We have new passions, we have new pursuits, but at the same time, we're really not being that encouraged, that supported by the universe to make dramatic moves. This is kind of like an alignment time to sit with ourselves and just figure out what it is that we're going to do with our time, our energy, our efforts when we're given that green light go ahead to do so. The moon will be semi-squaring both Jupiter and the sun. And this is going to put a little bit of a tension point into things because, again, emotionally, we are very futuristically forward. We are very focused on what it is that we want to do from here. But again, the moon in Taurus would prefer just to stay in the moment, to stick with what is tried, tested, and true. This Jupiter energy always is going to emphasize what it is that we want more of. And of course, right now, we want more love. We want more money. We want more passion. We want more stability. We want more surety. And the sun in Pisces is asking us to kind of dream about the vision, dream about the dream, put the details together. But the moon in Taurus just wants to kind of curl up in a ball, curl up and be cozy, really get our emotions in check, get in alignment before we go ahead and start dreaming about all of the elements that we're not currently having in this present moment. And that's the danger when Jupiter comes in. Yes, it's great to want more of something, but not when it puts us in a scarcity mindset, a lack mindset of all the things that we don't currently have. The moon is going to make an aspect with Saturn. And Saturn, of course, the Lord of Karma, really showing us where it is that we have to kind of build new systems, new foundations in our lives to support the dreams that we have for ourselves. And Saturn is an Aquarian energy. So we have a lot of ideas coming up about the future. But again, this Tauran energy would prefer to stay put, would prefer to stay in the moment, to get a grip on our current reality before we go ahead and start kind of fantasizing about the dreams and the visions that we want to bring to life. The good news here is that we gain a little bit of clarity on what it is that emotionally we want for ourselves, we need for ourselves, what it is we need to do for ourselves in the here and now, so that we can be in a better position to start thinking about our futuristic selves and what it is that we need to do for ourselves in the here and now that will support our future vision, our future dream. Venus is going to semi-square Jupiter, and this is going to put a damper on things because Mars semi-squares Jupiter. A semi-square is a tension point, and it's okay to have tension point. It's okay to have an inner conflict because now, being an Aquarian energy, being so focused on the future, trying to think outside of the box, allowing new ideas and inspirations to take over. Jupiter, of course, wants to show us where it is that we can grow, where it is that growth is needed in our lives. But emotionally, we're still trying to get the lay of the land. Mars, of course, wants to take action, but we don't have an action to take right now because we're not being presented an opportunity to actually take action and pursue the next level, the next step in our strategic plan. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it is going to put us in a very interesting mind space of figuring out where it is that the biggest steps are needed in our lives, the biggest changes are needed, the biggest transformations are needed. And again, although Jupiter brings a level of optimism and confidence, he does tend to illuminate all the things that we want more of, which can lead to a realization of all the things that we don't currently have right now. Again, putting us in the lack and scarcity mindset that can really bring up a lot of doubts and a lot of insecurities. Mercury will square the true node. A square is a tension point. It brings a lot of confusion, especially when we're thinking about the future. Mercury, ruler of the mental plane, ruler of information and how it is that we express ourselves, we're not sure what to think right now. We're still adapting to this brand new shift, this brand new reset that has taken place within us and on the global stage. When we're thinking about the plans of the future, we're confused. When we're thinking about the strategic and calculated moves that we have to make to get to where it is that we're at from where it is that we're currently standing, well, that's confusing. We don't know right now, and we're not supposed to know. Confusion is a very important ingredient, a very important part of the process. We will figure it out, but the overwhelming energy, especially having, the Sun and Jupiter just having their annual meetup, giving us a renewed sense of faith, a renewed sense of confidence, we feel like we have to take action now. We feel like we're missing out on something. We feel like there's an urgency that just isn't in existence. So the moon is going to go ahead and make a very positive aspect with Mercury, really settling out the realization that, right now it's not a time of action. It's time for us to get our heart and our head on the same page. But then goes ahead and makes some very negative aspects with Neptune and Chiron, really fogging up the mental plane. Of course, we're in Pisces season. It's been hard to kind of keep a thought anyways, make sense of a lot. This is just going to add to the emotional confusion that we feel when we think about the future. So this would be a good indicator at this particular time when this energy takes over, where we're starting to doubt our plans and starting to doubt what it is we want for ourselves, to stay in the moment. Again, that moon in Taurus is most comfortable just sticking to our physical realm, sticking to the facts, to the logic, to the practicality that our physical realms are giving us right now, and really relying on the things that are familiar, the things that are comfortable, the things that we know to be true.